When I arrived at MIT, of all places, of course, that was kind of the center of like computer science innovation around, the big explosion around the internet and software in general. And so very much got swept up into that, which I'm grateful for. Ended up finishing my pre-med requirements, but also did computer science. And that was kind of the beginnings of my personal passion for the intersection of the two areas, healthcare and technology. When I graduated, there was no such thing as digital health back then. I think had there been a digital health industry, it's probably where I would have gone. But ended up doing sort of software engineering out of college. In a non-healthcare domain, I was building e-commerce technology back then, and for several years, worked at this startup. That's the other thing I would kind of highlight is much to my parents' chagrin, I, for some reason, always gravitated towards startups, and I wanted to work at a startup. And my parents, they basically begged me to like interview for a job at IBM and Microsoft just to kind of check the box. And I ended up getting offers from those two companies. They like ran back and told all my relatives that I was going to work at IBM. And, I had to kind of call my parents and be like, so just so you know, I'm actually not going to go to IBM. I'm going to go to this 20-person company that you've never heard of that has an office in the basement of a
Uh,
building in Kendall Square, Cambridge.
your poor parents, really.
Yeah. That company ended up actually getting acquired for $1 billion. So they, after the fact, were very, very pleased with my decision making and my independence and
Right.
conviction to kind of go against their will. So I kind of grew up in the kind of the tech ecosystem of Boston. Made a career change into healthcare by way of grad school, right around when the government was starting to talk about meaningful use and high tech and really kind of the opportunity to digitize care delivery, and have never looked back since. And I'm sure we'll talk more about kind of my experiences since then, but that's the quick version of my upbringing.